was talking to one of the CAA people before the game when we got here early, and they were saying, you know, the afternoon games were blowouts and they want closer games. And I said, I don't. I said, yeah. Well, we got one there. I mean, it was a crazy game. We knew how talented they were. We were surprised when they came up to our place last week that we were able to beat them like that. They just had a rough night. You know, they're a very talented basketball team. Rod does a wonderful job. They did a great job mixing up their defenses tonight. We got in early foul trouble, Gregory and Cornelius Vines. And, you know, then they went after our freshmen a little bit. I thought Kubali played a tremendous game for him. He played with great energy. You know, we had to mix up our defenses a little bit, throw some zone at them, just to keep ourselves out of foul trouble as much as force them to try to make shots over the top. And, you know, Charles played a good game, you know, not his best. You know, I went in the locker room, I just said to them, look, I could lie to you and we could say, hey, we found a way to win, rah, rah, rah. But if we play with that kind of effort tomorrow, we're not going to beat the great, you know, Northeastern team. So we've got to play better, and these guys, I think, understand that. The one thing, you know, I tell them all the time, greatest gift I can give you is the truth. And that's the truth. If we don't go out and guard, they shot 47% from the floor. You know, all year our defensive field goal percentage as a team for the season is under 40%, and we out-rebound people. Well, they shoot 47%, we out-rebound them by 1. That's not Hofstra basketball. That's not the way I want to play. So we're not giving it back. We're going to take it, and you know, we're going to get ourselves laid up and with ice all over us, and prepare our bodies for a very good physical game tomorrow.
Questions for any of these guys? Just raise your hand. We got a wireless mic. We'll bring it to you.
I might ice myself up too. Yeah.
Greg, just talk about that last possession, and I'm going to ask Charles to give you the ball in all end-game situations now.
That wasn't even part of the play. You know, of course, you want the ball in the hands of your best player, and of course, Charles had it, and I was in the right spot at the right time.
You know, I've said a lot. Charles makes, you know, plays to help you win. He doesn't just make shots to help you win, and I think that's a perfect example of it. You know, not many guys would do that. They would bank on themselves going to the foul line and trying to win the game that way, or making the shot to win the game. He made a play to win the game, and I think that's Charles Jenkins in a nutshell.
Coach, why was this game so much closer than last week's game at the MAC?
Well, you know, once again, it's tournament time. I think that they made adjustments. They did a very good job changing up their defenses on Charles. We got in foul trouble. You know, we didn't shoot the ball as well as we did. I mean, last week he made 5 threes, Charles did, and so did Korn. So that kind of, you know, that kind of gave us that separation that we needed to hold on and get that victory. I knew we weren't going to shoot the ball that well from 3 again. I didn't plan on it anyway. But, you know, it's the end of the year. Guys are playing. I mean, they got a bunch of seniors. You could see it in their eyes, man. They didn't want this to be their last game. I feel for those kids, you know. So I think that was probably it. And I thought their effort was greater than ours for stretches of the game. And that really hurt you.
Coach, you guys were up 50-39 in that second half, and they come right back. They go on a 12-1 run. They tied up. Just talk about what they were doing during that part of the game.
And I think they drove the basketball. They did a great job driving the ball, and they got every effort play mattered. There was a loose ball. I think Nat Lester jumped on it. It squirted loose like a fumble. They got it, scored a layup off it. It was a 50-50 rebound. Went off us out of bounds for them. They got it underneath, scored on a baseline OB. You know, so it was those effort plays. That's what gets you back in basketball games. And I was concerned because we were reverting back to what we were doing earlier in the year when we played like an immature team. You know, we didn't get that separation. When you get it to 9-11, that's when you got to bear down, go to the foul line, make your free throws, drive the basketball, put pressure on the defense to get your separation. And all of a sudden, 11 becomes 15, becomes 17, and so on. You know, but they didn't allow it. They raised their level of intensity, and we didn't match their intensity there for a while.
Charles, in the second half, you were at one point kind of holding yourself. It looked like maybe it hurt your groin or something along those lines. How are you feeling?
Feeling fine. As much. That's not for me to be complaining about the injury.
I don't listen. Charles isn't allowed to be hurt. Not allowed.
Anybody have anything else for these guys?
Good. Thank you all very much. We appreciate everything.